it will begin with the letter A, and now you can guess what its sound is. I can hear someone saying O, precisely. It is O. And the ancient people knew it because of their higher consciousness. As you see, we have cycles. We are entering from Bronze Age to Iron Age, then Iron Age to Bronze Age, and we only had a shift in the human consciousness. And now it is very easy to record this. We can also do it, right? You all have to do is you multiply it with the carrier frequency. And when you multiply with any carrier frequency, cos omega ct or sin omega ct, what you can do is you can shift the bandwidth from lower frequencies to the frequencies which is audible in your ear. And the NASA has just done this and not more than that. So we can also do this if we want to measure it exactly. Now this is the Sirius star system, and I recently when I started the seminar, I talked about that our Sun and Sirius are in the helical motion, and when they come closer to each other, our consciousness increases. We call it golden age or subdue. And when they go away from each other, our consciousness reduces, right? So the Sirius star is believed to be a most powerful and brightest star, Sirius A, and Sirius B is believed to be a white dwarf star orbiting around each other, and these both stars are a binary constellation. They revolve around each other. And you know, in India, there is a tradition in the south, when the husband and wife get married, they are asked to look at this star. Now, this is, for me, it's very amazing and mind-boggling. Why the hell is this they are doing that? Then I realized that the star is not a single star, it is a binary star. But our ancient people knew it, and you know, the Sirius star A is very brightest as compared to Sirius star B. And you cannot see it with your naked eyes. We cannot predict whether this star is a binary star or just a single star. But our ancient people knew it. But the question is how? How they knew this technology? It's the same concept of consciousness and EM waves which are encoded in it. And these EM waves, as I said earlier, is not limited to 2 to 3 feet. They extend beyond that. It extends beyond your college. It extends beyond the country. It extends beyond our earth. But to enhance to that level, we have the power as well. So this is the orbit motion of Sirius star A and Sirius star B. And you can see that the sun, or the orbit of Sirius star B produces the note F in electric guitar and the sound A. The orbit of Sirius star A, which is the brightest star, produces the note F sharp and the sound OO. And their helical motion, their combined linear motion, produces the less calibrated M in the tone of G. And you can experiment with this. And I can also experiment as well. In my guitar, I play F, F sharp, and G. And you know what the sound I get? I get the sound O. If you mix A, U, and M, it's O. And the helical path of these two stars are exactly similar in the shape our DNA is made of. Now this is very powerful because it tells us that our ancient people already knew that our DNA is actually like a double helix, which we are understanding right now. Now this is the most powerful information that you can ever encounter. And you know, in the movie Harry Potter, if you have watched the movie Harry Potter, the chapter named Sirius Black is most likely referred to Sirius B star. So Sirius B star is like a dog star. He's a Harry Potter godfather, which makes Sirius one again a teacher and a guide. The wizard can turn into a big black dog. Another link with the dog star. So this Sirius B star is also called as dog star. So from here the concept of Sirius Black movie in the Harry Potter came up. Now we are going to identify another most powerful organ in our body. First is our heart. Now we all know that heart is the most powerful organ, right? And now I'm going to share with you another powerful organ, which is our beautiful pineal gland. Now this gland is believed to be most mysterious, spiritual and sacred gland, You know why? Because this gland has the property just like the retina in our eyes. Look at this. The interior tissue has pineal sites just like rods and cones in the retina. And you know that rods and cones are needed so that we can have a picture in our eye. Without the rod and cones, you cannot see anything. And do you know that this is the most powerful gland, and it generates a chemical known as DMT, dimethyltryptamine. And if you want to know more about it, it's the work done by David Wilcox. You know, this chemical is banned throughout the world, not in India. It cannot be used even in America or any country. You know why? Because it causes time dilation. It causes time travel. And it is released during the time of your birth. And it is released to a great concentration when you die. Now, even when you are in sleep, you know, when you have to get in sleep, this pineal gland secretes an hormone, melanin, and DMT. And this DMT helps you to get sleep so that you can sleep. And this is the powerful wisdom which our ancient people knew it. They used this chemical to enhance their life. Look at this. DMT was first synthesized in 1931 by British chemist Richard Mansfield. And in 1971, DMT becomes illegal in USA with the passage of 1971 Convention on Psychotropic Substances. So the world don't want us to use this science. So they condense this knowledge so that we cannot become powerful. Because if we become powerful, you cannot be exploited, right? Just like I'm getting graduated from a college, and most probably either I get a job or whatever, I will behave like a machine, completely exploiting, and I will do what the companies want me to do. So if you cannot be exploited, you cannot be subjugated. No society wants you to become wise. You know why? Because if you become wise, you cannot be exploited, right? So the world don't want us to see that. Now, our great secrets we have. Now, this is very powerful for ladies. You know that when I was a small kid, I usually asked my mother, why you used to wear bindi on your forehead? And she replied me, well, it is our Indian culture. And I said, okay, it's a very good culture. So I started also wearing it, and then my mother said, okay, don't do that. You are a boy, you can't do that. Okay, fine. Now, why we use this bindi? This is a very secret, and it is a science as well. Do you know why? Because this is the exact location where the pineal gland resides. Now this is more powerful. This is the exact same location where pineal gland is residing, and all we are wearing bindi, and we don't understand the significance, the cognizance of this gland. So we are unintentionally, unconsciously using and maybe describing something which we really don't know. This is most powerful because it tells us, and you will see in the next slide. Look at this. These all are showing that the pineal gland is more powerful than we think. You can look at Lord Shiva. It is having an eye, and you know the ancient people called it the third eye. And do you know how they knew this? How they even called it a third eye? Because it is having just like rods and cones in your body, in your retina which you have, right? And see, this is the star of Osiris, the Lord of Underworld. It is also showing the pineal gland. And you know that the world don't want us to use this technology, right? So what they did, they put fluorides in our diet. They put fluorides in the water, and even more powerful, this fluoride calcify the pineal gland. You know, when you were a small child, we called the child to be a god. Why? Because the pineal gland is fully functional, it's fully active. But as you grow up, it gets calcified, and by the age of 14 or 15, this gland becomes completely inoperable. And the DMT release is completely lost. So the pineal gland fluoride is deposited here as a result of fluorinated products. And now you are going to get shocked of what I'm going to tell you now. Hitler put fluorides in the water in the concentration camps to dumb down their captives, to make them stiffer. Now, Hitler knew this. Hitler knew this technology, how to dump the people. They put fluorides in the water. And do you know, in 1957, Professor Hans, University of London, wrote a letter insinuating that there was a gigantic conspiracy involving some 30 major universities all over the world and hundreds of highly respected scientists to silence the truth about the power of human consciousness. The world don't want us to believe that. After the United States accessed the data from all over the world, they were terrified of what would happen if we all developed the power of our minds. It was clear that we can do remote viewing, we can change into the past and future. They actually did campaign with media in Pentagon, right, to discredit what they had discovered. And this is which made me even felt ashamed of. The fluorides are put in our toothpaste, which you are daily brush, and even I also brush, right? So the fluorides are put in our toothpaste, and you know that fluoride is good for teeth. It is very good for teeth. But it calcifies your pineal gland. So we must not use the fluorinated toothpaste. Instead, we should use Ayurvedic concept. And this is the science which is telling us. And this is told by our ancient people thousands of years ago, that we use medicated products, the plants which they are making. But we use this kind of thing. The power of ancient books lost. Do you know that why we have only a few Vedas? There are lots of Vedas that are being lost. The infancy of Jesus Christ, the lost Gospel of Thomas. You know, the lost Gospel of Thomas is powerful because it is believed to be the actual words of Jesus when he was teaching his disciples. And it was written right around 300 years after the death of Jesus Christ. Look at the word, the lost Gospel of Thomas is edited. This book was edited by the monks so that we cannot understand the power of the prayer. The most powerful knowledge in the lost Gospel of Thomas, look what it says. It says, whatsoever ye ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name, ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. It means that when you pray for something, you will get it. But they didn't tell us how to ask. They don't tell us how to ask, how to use this power of human emotion. Now this is the edited version, and now I am going to show you the original version of this lost Gospel of Thomas. And this is the most powerful ancient wisdom we know today. It says, all things that you ask straightly, directly, from inside of my name, you will be given. It says, so far you have not done this. Because if you ask with our voice, please, please, give me a good job, please, give me a healthy body, we are not asking. To ask, we have to feel in our heart as if it has already happened. We have to come from a quantum possibility that it has already done, and you know, now you are engineers, you know that what is happening in the physical level. The EM waves generating from the heart is speaking to the quantum possibilities and creating a reality just by having a feeling in it. Okay, now you're going to see examples of powerful miracles which occurred in our life. They are miracles for those who didn't understand the power of the EM waves generated by the heart. Now this is example number 1. Now this example is powerful because it tells us that consciousness exists for the system, number 1. Number 2, that consciousness does not exist for the individual, but we use it by communicating with the electric and magnetic waves. Now here is a guy, his name is Sini, and he's a 9-year-old child. He's a 3-year-old child. So Scotty Watson is a mental retarded boy. He's suffering from Angelman syndrome disease. So a 9-year-old victim of Angelman disease. And you know what is Angelman syndrome? It means that you have an IQ of a 2 or 3-year-old child. So a boy having an IQ of a 2 or 3-year saved a drowning child. See, Scotty Watson has a mental development as about a 3-year-old child. The boy received a white helmet award. Look what he said. He said, although Scotty suffered from Angelman syndrome, he knew what to do instinctively when he saw the little boy drowning. Now this experiment is powerful because it says that the system is conscious, it knows what is happening. He saved the boy unconsciously. He didn't realize that what he had done. But it is the EM waves, the electric and magnetic waves that are communicating with each other. The system is conscious, right? So they are talking to each other, and this miracle is all attributed to the same concept. Now this is example number 2. I know most of you have seen this in the movie, The Secret, the story of the miracle man, right? In 1981, Morris E. Godman's plane was crashed, and doctors said that he was unable to move, breathe, talk, or swallow for his entire life. Look what Mr. Morris, after miraculously recovered from the injury, was interviewed, where he said that he decided to leave the hospital in Christmas and felt how it feels like as if he is walking out of the hospital. So he is generating a belief in her heart, and his heart is generating the electric and magnetic waves that is changing his DNA and helping him to get cured from this paralytic attack. Isn't it a powerful understanding of how this consciousness works? Now in Beijing, China, the famous hospital, it is called medicineless hospital. There is no medicine. They didn't use any medicine at all. Use the power of ancient technology of human emotions to heal the cancer. The same concept is applied by Hindu powerful people like Krishna, powerful yogic sons, Jesus, etc. The doctor claimed to heal many cancers by using this new science which was lost thousands of years ago. And this is the same technology which most of you see that Jesus, when he put hands to someone, he healed them. And all they are doing is just talking to each other by the electric and magnetic waves. And this is the same concept where the placebo effect comes up. And now I am going to show you a video where you will see their practitioners holding their hands, and they will start chanting some words. They generate a belief in their heart, and there is a lady and she is suffering from bladder cancer. And the cancer will cure in less than 3 minutes. And you are now masters because you know what is happening at the physical, scientific level. And now we are going to see a video. So in this video, you can see that there is a doctor lady. The patient is fully awake. She is conscious. She is doing ultrasound, sonogram, and you will look in the left side of the screen is the snapshot of the cancer, as you can see here. And there is a bladder cancer. It is a snapshot, and it is a rest position. And now what you will see in the right side of the screen is a time varying picture. It is an actual time varying picture, and you will see that the practitioner has started chanting some words, and they have started chanting their prayers, and the cancer will get cured in less than 3 minutes. If you see in the right side of the screen that the cancer is disappearing. In the left side you can see there is a hole, and the right side the cancer gets cured in less than 3 minutes. It's a very powerful video, in fact, as you can see that. They are using some words. The audio cannot be here, so I'm translating. They're using some words like Vesta in Chinese word, which means that already done or already happened. And this literally happened in less than 3 minutes. They're coming from a quantum possibility as if it has already done. And you can see now that the cancer gets completely cured. It completely disappeared in less than 3 minutes on the right side of the screen, if you can see that. Now the cancer is completely cured. You can see that the black portion has come up, And this is the miracle if you talk in terms of science. This is the miracle. The science cannot explain this. But you are now masters because you know that what is happening in the physical level. This new science is so real that is being applied. Sorry for the interruption. So you can see that the cancer that cures in less than 3 minutes. Can switch to slides now. And this technology is so powerful that the HeartMath Institute has been able to document what is happening in the scientific domain. They found that there are some concept, we call it stochastic resonance. In the stochastic resonance, what happens is that the amplification of your EM waves take place. So your electric and magnetic waves gets amplified by the same concept. The HeartMath Institute has recently found that there is a concept called stochastic resonance, and it states that our cells amplify the signals of the electric and magnetic waves generated from the heart of the human beings. The same concept is used in the neural signal processing and oscillating chemical reaction. So this is the most powerful experiment. It says that we have an ability to change our life, to live a phenomenal life just by generating a feeling, a quantum possibility of belief as if it has already done. And this is what I felt when I was a child. I thought I might become a photographer, a market researcher, a hotel manager, whatever I want. You know why? Because I thought that our life is like equations. Even right now I can feel as if I'm living thousands of equations, wandering everywhere. And these are like quantum possibilities. They are waves that are coming and going. And reality is the standing waves. Now, I see the world like the projection. Fourier says that any signal can be viewed as a projection of the information in different frequencies. It means that the information is same. Whether you take the Z transformation, the Fourier transformation, the Laplace transformation, it's the same. The difference is the domain in which you want to study. And science is a one domain. It cannot explain everything beyond traditional physics. To understand the quantum physics, you have to understand a higher level of science. Because information is same in every civilization. Every civilization uses the same information. The difference is the projection is in a different ways. Now there is a high correlation between our life and the signals, right? So since from the concept of quantum physics, every object is a wave nature, as you see from the experiments, and every atom is looked as a standing wave, and we are just a complex waves blended together with the force we call consciousness. As Max Planck said, consciousness is the matrix of all matter. So my goals turns into reality by using the same concept in my life. So I apply the same concept unconsciously by just doing a goal setting exercise. And these are the goals which I accomplished. And these are not some random goals. I cannot share it in the slides because these are confidential. But I want you to believe that whatever I wrote, exactly and precisely, I got it. At least 60 to 70%. And this is not just for a show off. This is not just for making show off of mine. This is because to make you believe in this technology. As my friend Shivani, she said the same thing, that she used the same concept and technology and used it in academics. And it is used by other people also. My other friends have also used the same concepts, and I cannot tell her because it is a very long list. They also implement it in their lives and they got amazing results. And this is what is taught in every personal and professional company. You all told that, right? To go for goal list, dream list. But the concept, the science behind it is a mystery which no one tells us. And I explore the science and I write it down in my book how it happens, so that for every achievement of my life, I got the scientific base with support and helps the readers even to convince that this technology works beyond doubt. Now, as you said, when I was doing these goal setting exercises, I have a thought. Thought is for goals. The emotion for that goal are only two, as our ancient people said, love and fear. But if you have fear, you give equal power to your thought. Just like if I'm standing and speaking to you, I might have a fear that what will happen if someone will ask me a question that I cannot answer. But if I do that, I cannot convert it into reality. Maybe I will not come up on the stage as well. But if you have the love for your thought, your heart generates the standing EM waves, and it generates the belief and the feelings, and you know that these EM waves are generated in the heart chakra, as the ancient people told us. And unconsciously I'm using the same concept just by doing meditation and goal setting exercises. So wisdom of every ancient civilization, it says breathing exercise generates emotion. As you see that in any meditation, it generates the emotion and help to empower the belief to accomplish the goals. So when any one of you is in meditation, you have a thought and you have an emotion, and they become one in a place at heart. And in the heart, you generate the electric waves, magnetic waves, which is causing to change the neurons and causing to change the quantum possibility into physical reality. Now I would like you to appreciate that same experiment, because the power of human intention under meditation was measured, and this experiment shows that our heart EM waves are actually entering the physical state of the world and not only the biological or quantum states. Now you understand that, as I said earlier, if you see the energy band diagram in any lattice, when you take water, solids, you will always find some bands of energy, right? These are called electrostatic bands. And if you will go for the UV spectroscopy analysis, you will find that when you pass a particular wavelength of light, it causes the electron to jump from lower level to a higher level, okay? And when I asked my people in the meditation to imagine in their heart, imagine in their mind as if the water angle has already increased. What they are doing is they are changing the electric and magnetic waves, which is causing the change in the water angle. And when the water angle changes, the band shifts. And when the band shifts, the electron transition differs, and you get a lower degree of absorption as compared to simple tap water. Now, this is the equation. I like this equation because this is the first time scientists are telling us that human consciousness, human belief actually affect our reality. So QMP is basically your future outcome, your future goal, your future dreams which you want to accomplish. QE is your present outcome, whatever you accomplished up till now. Alpha effective is the belief and feeling and consciousness in terms of electric and magnetic waves. And your QM is a quantum possibility. And now your work is to convert your quantum possibility QM into reality by having some value of alpha effective. If the alpha effective is 0, nothing will happen, and you would say to me, this is a bullshit, okay? But if you will able to access this alpha effective, if you will able to believe in the stuff, this EM wave generated by your heart, you will able to transcend the physics which you know till now. So how to achieve your dream? Start writing your goals with a deadline of 6 months in every semester. Number 2, read it at least twice a day and feel the feeling in your heart as if it has already happened. You have to come from a quantum state as if it has already happened. Number 3, you have to work for your goals. Now, most people only feel that, but you have to work for your goals with the conviction that it has already happened in the simulation. If you do in the simulation, most of you have done simulation, right? So when we have to make a hardware, we first simulate it and then run the hardware. So you have to simulate in your mind as if it has already happened. And number 4, once you accomplish all of it, write a Thanksgiving list containing the goals which turn into reality. Do you know why we have to do this? Because when we write the Thanksgiving list for the things we have already accomplished, it generates this belief in our heart that this technology works, and it keeps on pushing us. And this is the same reason which made me to push in every semester to write the goals from second year up till now, and write even the book after using this science. Now, I also attended a powerful exercise by Mindvalley company. It is a personal and professional development company. They called this program quantum jumping. And it was during after I came from my internship from Taiwan that I used this program, maybe to subconscious level, to accomplish my job, or you can say that. So in this, you see that this is me, you can imagine, and there is a quantum door, and you can see on the brightest spot, there is a person standing right in front of me. Do you know that scientists are telling us that we have a parallel universe? The universe is no longer a single universe, it's a parallel universe. It means, and you know why the concept comes from? It comes from the concept of which we are made of. We are made of atoms, right? And atoms are quantum particles. And the quantum particle has an ability to be at 2 positions, or maybe more positions at the same time. You see the double slit experiment where the quantum photon managed to pass both the slits at the same time. So the photon passes both the slits at the same time, even though the photon is a particle. So it exists at 2 places at the same time. And this is up to a subconscious level, a small level. But if you talk in broader level, scientists are telling us that every one of us is living in the parallel universe. It means that we are having different professions at different instants. And you know what we have to do? We have to log the quantum possibility, and this is what exactly happened in the double slit experiment. When the observer were observing one of the slits, the photon behaves as a particle, but when they are not observing, it behaves as a wave. It means that the same concept is applied, and I use it, and I imagine myself, exactly me, with a different profession, maybe getting a job, or maybe having a good academic profession, or maybe even coming here as well and delivering a seminar. And I imagine in my mind, and what I'm doing, I'm creating a quantum possibility by increasing my alpha effective. And the reason I'm talking in terms of equation is because we are engineers, right? We don't understand the ancient technology, and this is going to help us to believe in this stuff, right? The heart sends more information to the brain than it receives, and scientists are saying that it takes 21 days. These are mathematically calculated, approximated. It takes 21 days for the right pattern of neurons generated in human brain to achieve a specific goal. Now this is most powerful because most people did this goal setting exercise, and after 1 week or 2 weeks, they are not getting the results. They say this is a bullshit. I have been doing it for the past 2 years. It is not something which is called as spoon feeding. Just like we study science, just like we learn any musical instrument, this is something which we have to learn. It is not something which we can get instantly. So we have to practice it every day of our life and use it so that a time comes when your EM waves are generated exactly in the same frequency to convert our quantum possibility into reality. So finally, what we have to remember, the scientific background behind the book the secret. But the secret, it says the law of attraction. But I want to correct it. It's not a law of attraction. It is the concept of mirroring. You see, we have parallel universes. So the law of attraction is nothing, it is more of a law where the EM waves are talking to each other. So your DNA is communicating with the EM waves. It's like an antenna that is tuned to a particular EM wave generated by you and other humans. To accomplish your goals feels as if it has already happened without hidden motives to change your DNA neurons in your brain. And now you understand why we have to feel a love and affection for the thought, for the goal to accomplish, because it changes your DNA, it changes the neurons in your brain. So write your goals and believe it has already happened without judgment and ego, as was said in the Lost Gospel of Thomas. Make a Thanksgiving list for the goals you have already accomplished earlier. So I want you to please write the 2015 goals and use it in your life, just like I use it, to explore the science. Now you are convinced, because you have a scientific background, how it is happening. You have no queries, you are convinced that it works beyond doubt. So belief generates potential, potential gives rise to action, action gives results, and this gives belief. Now I have taken this from a personal and professional development company's website, but this will not make you something convincing, because it will not tell you how you have to work for a goal list. So here's a catch. You have to work for the goal list by feeling in your heart. The simulation has already done in the brain. And if I show this slide for the first time, in many professional personal development may be showing this, no one will understand what the hell is this cycle. It is just like one of the academic information which we can learn and then forget. But now you are masters. You have the science behind it. So your life is floating with infinite quantum possibilities, and your belief will turn these quantum possibilities. As I said earlier, your life is like equation wandering here and there. Your belief will turn it into a physical reality. Now this is what I look at my spiritual world. You see that our spiritual world is like negative frequencies amplitude. If you know this concept, if you take the Fourier transform of any signal in signal processing, it's like a spiritual world. The scientific world is the positive frequencies. This is how I feel it. And recently when I studied my academics, the concept called signal processing, I feel like the world like this. The new science, the EM waves of the heart, is like a carrier, okay, which is causing the mapping of the spirituality, the quantum possibilities into the scientific domain. And you see that when you multiply any signal by carrier, what happens? It gets shifted. So now, in the right side, you can see that the scientific world becomes equal to spiritual world when you multiply the signal by the carrier frequency. And this carrier frequency is nothing more than EM waves technology. So this is how we perceive the world. So whether you talk it in terms of scientific way or ancient wisdom, it is the same thing, because if you look at the information on the USB upper side band, it's same as the information in the lower side band. The difference is that the frequency domain are different. And this is what I told earlier, that we are mapping information. This can be mapped in our ancient science, ancient wisdom, or our scientific media. So scientists are telling us that this is the time of cooperation and non-violation. There is no violent competition. Stop thinking, but start working on yourself to contribute your part in the universe. And with this, I accomplished one of my 8th semester goal. And you know what the goal is? You know what the goal is? Yes, to give the seminar in auditorium in front of every one of you. And I cannot show you, but this is exactly what I wrote in the goal list. when I came after my intern, that is 1 year ago. I wrote it down. And now I am a real example of implementing what I did. So if you like, you can like the page that is Rachit Joshi Unknown Mysteries Revealed. You can send me emails if you want some queries. I have a blog link rachitsecretrevealed.wordpress.com, and if you really like this information, do share with your friends so that they can also get benefited by this technology. Thank you. Questions? Yes, sir.
How a person can change the angle of water if a person don't know what is angle? By feeling.
Yes. You are saying that how a person can change a reality even if it is not conscious, right?
Yeah. If a person don't know what is it, if a person don't know what is angle,
yes.
Then how can he change the angle?
You can say that a person is like a cell, okay? A person can be compared to a cell in our body. A cell don't know what he has to do, right? But if you take a collection of cells, then you can understand that they release a particular hormone when the body needs it. So the system is itself conscious. So a person can change the angle by generating an EM waves, and these EM waves are not, these EM waves are conscious. As I said earlier, if you see the Earth, our Earth is conscious. You know, our Earth is conscious. The Global Consciousness Project. Our Earth is conscious what is happening. Okay, before September 11, 2001, the World Trade Center attack, the Earth knew something is going to happen, but the individual are not aware of. Similarly, a person can change the angle, but to some extent, not greater extent, because the system is itself conscious. It is interacting with the EM waves. And you see in the experiment, there is a shift when I conducted, when the person are not knowing that the something, a water is there, but the shift is very small, right? The shift is very small. But when I ask them to imagine and generate an intention, the shift is very high. It means that when you are conscious, your EM waves are more powerful, and the goal setting exercise is nothing more than enhancing your consciousness. Am I satisfied with your question? Okay. Anyone else question? Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you.
Sir, Rachit, you have told that effective needs to be taken care of in order to achieve your future goals. They are helpful.
Yes, sir.
So I think have you added various methods of enhancing effective in your book?
Yes, sir. I enhance all the concepts and method which you can use, and they are all written in my books, but I cannot share every information. What I have shared with you is just a tip of the iceberg, but how to do that is still a mystery, and it is written in my book, sir.
When it is going to publish?
Sir, after 2 months, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a beautiful work,
Thank you, ma'am.
and I'm really surprised that at this particular age you have done the work with expertise for years together. Excellent.
Thank you.
One question, not question. It's a in one of your slides, you wrote, it is the belief
Yes, sir.
that change the universe.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it vice versa?
Meaning thereby.
It is the effect of the universe that can affect your belief system.
Yes, ma'am. It is a vice versa process, actually.
It's a vice versa process.
Yes, ma'am.
Because universe
Yes, sir.
So whatever the waves, tidal waves, which are just flowing down
Yes, sir.
due to that universal effect, because so many things are around, they do affect your belief system.
So that is the reason why we have to do this goal setting exercise, so that we can create a community where every individual is not affected by a wrong belief. So this is a truth I am sharing, and every one of us must use it, because to come from a wrong belief which we have from our childhood.
I'm saying you said with certain, with positive belief has an impact on the universe. Wonderful work, very good work. But vice versa means yes, universe is positive, nothing negative there in the universe. How you synchronize your belief system with the universe, which is already positive. Got my point?
To some extent. So when we can do that, as I said earlier, I can give answer by referring to what Darwin said. Darwin said that our universe is based on violent competition. When he said, when you look into the ants, the moving ants, he said, when you have a single ant, it doesn't do anything. But when you have a collection of ants, they colonize any place, and they don't kill them, they enslave them, they conquer them. So it is the power of consciousness, which you can see that when you have a large number of people who are interacting with each other, it affects our universe instantaneously. And that is for the same reason the Global Consciousness Project, when all the human intentions are focused. And it's not about the September 2011 attack. Even if you are having a seminar like this of bigger level, or maybe a death of a very powerful leader, or maybe in future, I should not say this, the death of Amitabh Bachchan, then during that time, all the human consciousness will be focused, and the EM waves which are generating by every human being heart will get synchronized. So this is the concept. So if you can say that yes, it is vice versa. Our belief gets affected by our surroundings. But the surroundings which we create can be altered if we generate the right belief in us.
What I'd like to say is one word. Nature is always positive. The positive energy is always flowing through, and it is surrounding us. Give me an example of a tree outside. Positive. Everything is positive. What is negative? As you said, excellent. It is our own vibration, our own thought process, what we think, right? That creates a kind of a domain, a negativity. And if negative, yes, cascades, right? So your answer to my listening is, or your listening to my query is wonderful. But what we can do is individually aligning ourselves with the positivity, which is already flowing in the nature, so that can address the question which you are posing. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. You are. Idea. So, any more questions? No one? I am only having 4 days with me. After that, I am going out from this college. So don't hesitate. Yes, sir.
सर जो आपने केमिकल बताया था उसमें स्लाइड में,
Yes, sir.
उससे किस तरह की हम टाइम ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं? बताया था केमिकल से टाइम ट्रैवल होती है।
Yes.
किस तरह की मतलब?
Actually, इससे आप time travel, you can go in the future, you can go in the past. You know, this concept of psychic abilities is used by Russian military to locate Tu-22 bomb bomber which they lost in the African desert. So they have psychics, they have developed. And I said earlier, this concept we have to practice it. So they developed, they put two psychics, okay, the Russian military, and they asked them to do remote viewing, as you said, so that they can locate the lost Tu-22 bomber in African desert with the satellites can't detect. And you know what is the result? They give the exact latitude and longitude for that position. Now this is completely mind-boggling. And you know why this information is not shared in the mainstream media? Because it will cause a crash over the society. So they use the same concept of DMT, as I said earlier. And you know, it has been found that the psychics have a higher concentration of the DMT as the normal people are. So, am I satisfied with your answer? Question? Okay. So, I think we should now close the seminar, and I'm thankful to all of you once again for coming here. Thank you.
Good evening. Now I would like Suryanal, IST President, to felicitate Mr. Rachit Joshi for his commendable work.
Everyone is requested to please leave the auditorium and have a refreshment. And we are really thankful that Mr. Rachit Joshi has presented such an awesome workshop seminar, and we continue to produce these results. Thank you.